All right, man, we're live. Salam alaikum, Munira. Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
Like salam. We are indeed live and alive. It is great afternoon here. I don't know if you can see behind my back. It's a
Looks beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Beautiful afternoon morning for us here.
Afternoon, morning.
Yes, sir. How is St. Louis doing? I heard the last couple of weeks have been thunderstorms all over USA. Last week I checked Houston, Texas. Man, like I watched a couple of those videos. It's insane, man.
St. Louis is good. St. Louis is good. We had a good weekend. Weather was good. It was hotter than it's been lately. Nice and warm, so no complaints here.
Great.
Starting off the day, ready for a big week. Let's go ahead and recap last week and let's get going here. So this is the weekly recap with A&M. Typically we do a daily, although we've been a bit spotty the last few days. We're hiring some new people. We got some people on vacation, so Muni's time has been split between doing a bunch of different things. Um, but in any case, last week we had 72 available, excuse me, we had 72 drivers booked. We placed 277 bids and we booked 261 loads, excuse me, 2,773 bids and 261 loads. Our bid win ratio is actually up to 9.7%.
Yeah, we know why. I mean, the majority of the reason. Well, we removed some of the
Oh yeah.
shipments that we were not eligible for and that we were consistently bidding on.
Yeah, so about 2 months ago, we discovered that we were not bidding on small straight trucks shipments, and we tried to open those up, and we started bidding them on them, and we were winning a few. But I think when we looked at the data, we were only winning like one or two out of every 100 bids we placed. So that
Out
just
of
ended up,
200 bids.
oh, was
Yeah.
it? Yeah, so that just ended up being a bunch of time wasted for our dispatchers, but also every time we place a bid, we have to hold our driver that we're bidding with for at least a couple minutes to give the broker a chance to respond. So by placing a bunch of bids on loads that you're not likely to win, it's just an overall bad move. 2,299 declined opportunities, guys. I mean, we've talked about this before. We are declining a lot of opportunities. And, I encourage everybody to look through their dispatch settings and just make sure that you don't have anything red or you're not declining those yellow ones that you should be maybe, considering going after. Average driver pay is over 2,000. It's always good to see.
hmm Great. Great week overall, guys. Overall, great week. One of the best weeks, if not in some statistics, the best week we had so far this year. And I'm really, really glad to see. And also, we had our long time dispatcher. We'll get to that later, of course, but we can proceed right now and then we'll come back to that. Sorry about that.
Okay. What do we got next? Excuse me. Do you, do you see this little timer that I brought up, or I don't know how to get rid of this? There it is. Okay.
Yeah, you got just yeah. This is just a Monday list. Usually is this long. Um, After 2 days of weekend and after hours, we always have a list of people that were not booked since Friday, and the list is big today. The day has started well, so hopefully, this list tomorrow will be non-existent, and or at least like 80-90% of it will be non-existent, hopefully, or booked. Takuda, all of the guys on the list here, as you can see, are waiting. Some of them even from Thursday, with a spotty different changes. So we'll update you guys tomorrow more in detail about these. Usually Monday is kind of different because of the weekend and everything.
All right. Layovers. This weekend we had two overnight layovers. One was due to the facility not working on weekends, and the second was due to border delays. We thank our drivers for their understanding and patience. Yeah, layovers are, you know what, man? Honestly, I remember as a driver, layovers are not always the worst thing in the world. Like if you have a 9 p.m. appointment and you get there, and then it ends up being a layover till 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., It's not the worst way to make, a couple $100 extra or $100 extra, 150, whatever it is. Um, some people, work a whole day, in Walmart to make 150 bucks. As a driver, you have an opportunity to just sleep, which you were gonna do anyways. But anyways, that's not what happened here on these. It was something different, and thank you to the drivers for their patience, and there are obviously situations and circumstances when layovers happen that are not ideal, and it's not just a free 150 bucks in the pocket.
Hmm. Oh, Lady Safrina Walker, Unit 478, has been excellent in communication and problems with operations. Safrina has been with us now for probably a year, and she's a wonderful human being, wonderful driver. We want to keep her for as long as possible, and really, she's always excellent. Amina, Amina is creating this presentation. She's a very good friend of Amina, and Amina is putting her in spotlight. And I see that connection, Amina. But I'm really happy. Safrina well deserved to be in the spotlight, definitely.
Yeah, it makes our job infinitely easier when we have a driver who's able to provide good communication with ops. Ops is kind of where things get complicated. Driver shows up to pick up, the shipper says this and that, and go here and come back at this time, and this happened, and do this and that. When we have a driver who's able to convey that back to us um, accurately, timely and in an organized fashion, it just makes our lives that much easier. Thank you, Safrina. All right, last week, Muhammad broke the 100 load mark. Let's give a two-man round of applause for Muhammad. Great
This is his
job, man.
record, by the way.
What is it?
His record, by the way.
Nice, nice. We should have that framed somewhere, man. We should have these things in the office somewhere where we
Yeah, we spoke about
highlight
it
these
before. We
things.
definitely should.
I
Yeah,
know.
we definitely should.
So he had over 1,000 bids. He booked 108 loads. Good bid-win ratio. And average driver pay looks incorrect.
Yeah, he had a lot of long loads, but it looks incorrect. Well, we can check that later. As I said, some of our reports have been
Yeah,
spotty a little bit, but I know
yeah,
for a fact he booked 108 loads. That's correct
yeah.
because we
That
followed
part I
that
do
throttle.
believe. The other part I don't believe. But we'll come back and look at it and update if it's a worthy update. Ahmed, second place, Mr. Hybrid Man, with 76 loads of his own. And then Vedad, the Nighthawk, with 36 loads, 790 average load pay. Good job to these three gentlemen picking up the load with the star player Haris out on vacation.
Yeah, this is
Um,
the thing I wanted to say. This is the thing I wanted to say, guys. Harry's been with us for 2.5 years and has been a wonderful, wonderful, really in his position. Everyone in the company, our drivers love him pretty much, and he books amazing loads. And he's been out for a week, and the numbers are, as if he was here. So that just tells you a lot about the system that we have
yeah.
and just the app that we have, and then the system that we have in the office when it comes to just everyone is assigned to their role, and then if someone is not here, just someone else will pick up the mantle, as they say, and do that job for that person or instead of that person or as good as that person. So I'm always happy to see Mohammed has been with us for like 7 months, and he's able to produce these numbers. These numbers are worthy numbers of someone of a full time, as they say, senior dispatcher, 20 plus loads a day, and that's a great feat to have.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, and the only thing I'll kind of add on top of it is, different companies have different structures. Our structure is we are team result oriented rather than individual result oriented. I mean, we highlight these individual numbers just for fun, just to kind of look at it and just to speak about it. It doesn't mean anything. Our dispatchers, they get paid based on the collective result, right? So Haris, Mohamed Omer, they get paid based on the collective result. They don't get paid based on how many loads they book individually. So this enables us to create better teamwork, better collaboration. This enables us and this helps us to create an environment where they truly do what's best for the company and for our drivers rather than what's best for their own individual stats. And when we do have a full team in, everybody has their role. Omer covers BHX cargo van driver bidding, but also he covers the brokerage. So, depending on the day, but someday half his time is spent on that. He also has some other, duties he does in the morning with reaching out to driver. Muammar goes after certain other loads that Haris is not responsible for, and those are generally speaking less likely to win opportunities. So, there's just a breakdown, and when you see that one dispatcher books 20 loads and another one books 10, it isn't a reflection that the one that books 20 is twice as good. We've built a really good team. We have people on who truly are willing and to work as a team and to help each other and try to do what's best for our drivers. So we try to create this win-win scenario rather than this toxic competition.
Indeed.
All right, three best
And this
loads.
and this load, I think we had this loader on a spotlight before if we recorded.
Mm-hmm. We did.
But
I believe so, yeah.
uh, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's a beautiful load. Wilmer, Minnesota, going to Swift Current, Saskatchewan, 869 miles, $1,250 dollars paid. The I think the next load is even better, but this is a beautiful load. Usually paying for the miles going back to Fargo as well, but sometimes we do end up booking people out of Saskatchewan as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think we had one in the last couple of weeks out of Saskatchewan. Oh, there it is.
There it is. That's the same driver who did
Oh
that
man.
Saskatchewan. That's why I wanted to connect
Ah,
it.
that's beautiful.
The same guy was booked Englefield, Saskatchewan, going back to Fargo, North Dakota, 886 miles for $900. Imagine this.
Nice.
So it's a beautiful,
Nice.
beautiful overall load.
Last but not least, Alabama to Ontario. Man, this is if I was gonna pick, if I was a driver and somebody told me pick one load that you're
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
would.
every week, this would be that load.
Yeah, me too. Me too. We're on the same page here. Beautiful load, man. Beautiful load.
Probably they were given about 48 hours, which is enough time for this. $1 a mile, going to the best area. And it's a easy drive too. You're not driving through mountains, you're not driving through some crazy, I mean, you're driving through the Midwest. It's a pretty chill drive.
Indeed, man.
All right, the longest load, Ontario to Cali at $1 a mile. You know what? It's not a bad way to make, 2,750 bucks. I love driving to California. I remember first time I drove to Los Angeles with a load, and you're like entering, you see the ocean, you're driving, through the like down this little mountain-esque type of road, and it's beautiful scenery. I mean, California is a beautiful, beautiful place.
I bet it is, man.
Highest RPM in the shortest load was 45 miles at $1.10. Little Dallas Fort Worth load. Attention, adjust dispatch settings. Please make sure your dispatch settings are updated after the weekend. This is a great piece of advice. Um, every driver, every day, you should take a minute to just skim through your settings and make sure everything's correct. But especially, and you know what? Actually, why don't we add a notification in the app every Monday at like 8 a.m. to send the driver just saying, please make sure your dispatch settings are updated. What do you think
Yeah,
about
no
that?
reason. No reason not to, man. It's a great idea.
Yeah. All right. Fleet on time performance 97%. We are right around that 98% target always. 517 total stops last week, and we were on time on 504 of them. 13 of them we were late without a valid reason. So to the drivers, who are on time constantly, and we've highlighted in the spotlight, a number of them. Every, it's always impressive to me when there's drivers with 2, 3, 400 stops without any late arrivals. But as a fleet,
It's
97% is just shy of the target of 98. Thank you everybody for your hard work. Thank you for doing what you need to do to be on time safely and securely. This is exactly, what helps us preserve that premium carrier brand. This is exactly what helps us get you guys as much as we can on loads in this down market.
that's right. Thank you guys for great work.
Um, or John Gordon, never heard of him, have you?
No, no, sir. I mean, I
Life,
have.
yeah, Mina has. Life and success are about what you choose to believe. How do you feel about that?
I don't know, it's confusing. Life and success are about what you choose to believe. So, I don't know. What do you think about it? Šta je htio da kaže?
Šta je pisac htio reći?
Yeah,
Um, maybe, maybe he's going after the perception thing. Maybe he's saying kind of what you perceive. Um,
maybe, yeah. He should have used that word if he meant that.
he should have used that word.
Because it would make more sense,
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak on something that personally I've been kind of living by lately, which is just sort of things that happen are just part of your journey. They're meant to happen. You know, um, in life, I think we have to make good decisions, pure intentions, clean intentions. We have to um, do whatever we can to achieve those goals and to make everything happen, as it should, as we want it to happen, and we have to work hard towards doing that. And then, I believe that we pray that then it turns out as we want it to turn out. So there's three things that you're really responsible for. The intention has to be good and pure. The work you do, you have to work hard. You have to be disciplined. And then pray that it goes as planned. But then after that, the belief that whatever happens is God's plan and it's actually good for you, even if you don't like it, it's the better option, the better outcome. It's a very liberating way of going through life. I mean, life for everybody is going to be full of ups and downs and trials and tribulations and twists and turns and potholes in the road and, flat tires and everything else. But as a driver, right, do what you're supposed to do, make good and pure intentions. Let's say set your dispatch settings to be open, to be realistic. Work towards that. So actually keep those settings and accept loads that are offered to you that are decent, good loads. But then after that, if you don't get a load, and we see this in some drivers, after that, if you don't get a load, believe that it's the best thing for you. Believe that not getting that load is actually the better outcome. Even if you got stuck on the weekend somewhere, getting stuck without a load, making $0 might have been the better outcome than you getting a $2,000 load on a Friday. I've always believed that. It's helped me navigate through life. I mean, obviously, we're all humans at the end of the day, and we're not angels, and we can't just completely mute our emotions. I mean, our emotions and the voice inside is still gonna, drive you to certain things. But having that as your baseline is so powerful. Um, And we've talked about drivers before that have the same thing, where if they get a good load, they say, thank God, I'm happy. If they get a bad load, they say, ah, thank God, I'm happy. If they don't get a load, they say, thank God, I'm happy. So that's kind of what I wanted to spring off of and speak based on this John Gordon quote. I don't know if that's what he meant.
Probably not. This guy looks like a televangelist to me.
Well, they have the same idea, I believe.
They do?
I think they have the same idea, yeah. I mean, they have the, destiny, they have the will of God, they have the same core beliefs.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
What do
I
you
don't know if
think,
God.
man? Anything
I don't know
else
if
you want to throw on?
I don't know if God wants him to have a jet. You know that televangelist guy?
Yeah,
God wants me to have a jet, own a jet, so I can, $2 million, $10 million needed for a jet, $10 million needed for a jet.
yeah. Yeah, there's
But
definitely
yeah,
people in that sphere that abuse their power. There's these mega churches here in the U.S. And I'll take some pictures. I mean, you can. I don't need to take pictures. I'll send you some pictures. But there's a few here in our area. I mean, it looks more like a college campus than it does a church. There's shipping docks. I mean, that's, it's and some of these places, man, like their sermons will have thousands and thousands of people. Um, Generally speaking, the more flashy the way they are, the more whatever. I don't want to miscategorize, but I feel like the further from the source of what they're supposed to be doing there. Um,
yeah, but about the people that attend those, I always believe that people that attend those are less likely to commit crime, less likely to, I don't know, do something bad. Because they have something, they believe in something.
of course,
And
yeah.
then yeah, then some people that are not aligned with any beliefs or morals, or people that have morals, just morals flat without mentioning churches or synagogues or mosques or anything, just the universal morals that are ingrained into them are less likely to commit crime or do anything bad. That's my belief, of course. That's
Yeah, and
just a
then
fact, I guess.
I don't know how it is in the US, right? But in or in Bosnia, but in the US, when a statement like that is made, it needs to have this preference, this like asterisk with an explanation, because people want to jump to generalizations. People want to say, "Oh, so what you're saying, Munir, is people that go to some religious institution are incapable of committing crime, whereas anyone who doesn't go to a religious place, they're gonna be out there killing and murdering and robbing people." Is that what you're saying? Right.
Well, we have free speech here, unlike in
Yeah.
US.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, I mean, of course, just to preference that, I mean, individually speaking. Um, of course, everyone is capable of everything.
Of
People that
course, of
are
course.
active are capable of being bad people, and people that are have nothing to do with any religion or religious institution are capable of being perfectly good people as well. But, generally speaking, if you take a sample of 1 million people or 1,000 people, people that have some ties with some moral, with some greater divine purpose are able to stay away from these bad influences a bit easier.
Indeed.
All right, Motivation Monday. Strength does not come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things that once thought you couldn't. Man, we went through this with 75 Hard, I think, didn't we?
We did. Should probably bring back that mentality to conversation, man.
Yeah, I remember ice plunge. I did an ice plunge, which I never thought I could do. But while we were on that program, my mind was like iron clad. Um, it was fun, and it was something I want to get back to. And it taught me that doing difficult things opens up gateways to doing even more difficult things, which opens up gateways to even doing even more difficult things. And that's, these people that achieve tremendous success are people who have mastered their mind, and just have a complete domain over it, and just that they don't let their weak voice take over. And yeah, I mean it's like climbing stairs. You can't jump from the first to the 10th stair, but climbing one at a time, you look back and then you're on the 10th stair at the end of the journey.
Right.
All right, we'll conclude there.
Let's conclude there. The day has started well, guys. Already 10 of you are booked. I'm really happy to see that it's 8 a.m. and 10 of you are booked.
Alhamdulillah.
So
Good.
yeah, it's a great start. Happy to see that. And yeah, I'm going now into the midst of action to see what's what and who do we need to book still.
We have a good morning in the chat. Good morning, everyone, by Perez.
Oh, Ubaldo
Ubaldo.
Perez.
Where's
Yes,
Ubaldo?
he's he's I don't know where he is right now, like
That was just a
location
reference to
wise.
Where's Waldo.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good morning to you
I
as
don't.
well, Mr. Ubaldo Perez. It's beautiful having you on the team. Beautiful name, beautiful person.
We had him in the spotlight a couple of days ago as well.
Yes, sir. All right, man, we'll conclude there. Thank you for your time, Munir.